Welcome, dear lovely souls, to this meditation for day 5 of this 10 days together. And just arriving into a comfortable place, and I invite you to either sit or lay down, choosing what feels good for you. And whichever position you've chosen to be, and sitting or laying down, feeling a sense of your back body, and the space supporting back body. If you're in sitting or if you're lying down, the ground that welcomes you. And that this sensory experience of receiving welcome through our back body could be more than just a contact, more than just receiving contact and welcome, but it brings us into a place of receiving presence, of receiving welcome through presence. There's a shift. There's a shift in our consciousness to something more spacious, more at ease. The sensation of the space behind you, your body making relationship as though awakening. The sensation of, if in lying down the ground underneath you, welcoming you in, your body sinking in, the tissues, your body responding to this contact. There's an awakening. There's a mysterious awakening. That allows us to shift. Something changes. Something slows down. Something sighs with relief. As the cells in our body can rekindle their inherent flow, their inherent softness, this breath that's more than your respiratory breath, the breath of the lungs and the respiratory diaphragm. A breath breathing the whole body, all of the cells. And we're attentive here in our back body. how is our experience now? Maybe our thoughts are dissolving. And if we find ourselves, if we arrive into meditation and we find ourselves with a feeling state or mind state that's really strong, we can also use our hands, bring contact to somewhere on our body. If you're lying down, maybe it's the belly, the pelvis. If you're sitting, maybe it's the knees and the thighs. And feel that contact of your hands. The soft, silky texture of the palms of your hands. Noticing that first. And how these soft, silky hands sensitively listening to where they're making contact on your body. The gentle curiosity of your hands. Soft and silky. You may even wish to gently squeeze, very softly squeeze where your hands are resting, or gently massage the hands as though a gentle nudge or a gentle softening into the thighs, into belly, pelvis. And that gentle softening into that gentle pressure as though the deep tissue underneath your soft, silky hands receives that gentle pressure and it melts, it spreads through. Melting, spreading and melting. And notice the quality of your breath as you do this. Without doing anything to your breath. No doing. Just noticing the coming and going of your breath. Where do you notice it in body? In the belly? In the chest? Around the nose? And let your breath, be curious about your breath in the depths of your belly. And this gentle pressure of your hands, slowly making that pressure. And then noticing how that pressure seems to spread. It continues spreading through the depth of your skin, melting, softening. Maybe your breath is really tiny. Maybe your breath is really slow. It might start to feel as though underneath your hands the melting continues. So there's something of liquid, wateryness underneath your hands. And if you're in sitting and those hands are on your thighs or knees, does your tailbone, does your sacrum seem to wake up? Something in the depth of your pelvis, receiving this liquidity, this melting, and it's melting all the way into the depth of your pelvis. And if you're laying down, with your hands on belly pelvis as well, has this spread, and can that sacrum and tail, are they revealing their fluid dance, a slow dance? That then might spread all the way down through your legs. Softness, liquidity, all the way to the feet. Whether you're sitting or lying down, the melting continues all the way down to your feet. And these soft folds of your feet, soft tissues folded, enfolded. No straight lines in the body. No place of ending or beginning. Everything enfolded. rhythm beyond our making. Holding you in rest. Calling you into rest, where rest is not an emptiness, where rest allows us to make contact with this aliveness. Something breathing us, animating us, ourselves flowing, fluid. And then maybe become aware of, is there somewhere in body where there's something of density, where fluid, watery softness is not so available? Is there somewhere that feels denser or numb or tense? And then bring one hand or both hands to that place. Trust your intuition. Don't think about it too much. Trust where your hand is drawn to, where your attention is drawn to, and place your hand or both hands there. And then I'm going to make a sound, a very soft vibration of the sound. A humming sound. On an out breath, making that sound and sending it to your hand, where your hand's making contact with that part of the body. And doing this several times, every time on an out breath, and letting yourself rest and receive the in-breath that arrives, and rest for maybe 2 or 3 very natural in and out breaths before you start again with another hum. So let's do this together. Notice what happens where your hands are and around that area. Are there any tiny little movements, tiny little breaths, and allow any tiny little movements, breaths, softness. Go with it. And slow down, slowing down, and see what would like to happen next. Just in case your mind has come in and is trying to make it into a movement or make sense of it or choreograph it, and slow down. Pause. Trust the sensations, trust the depth of your cells, and see what happens next. And then gently releasing the hands and staying for a few moments in sitting, noticing how you are, or in laying down, noticing your connection to body. And how are you now? How is your connection to body? Breath. Feeling state, mind state. Has something shifted? Or maybe there's a word. Maybe there's a word to use to describe how you feel. Maybe there's an image. Maybe there's a color. And let that word or that image or that color be like a seed that's been planted. A seed of insight. A seed of presence and insight. Where you've created space after these first 4 days. You've created a beautiful container for insight to arise to create a seed that would love to grow. And in the next days of our reset, that's exactly our intention, to nourish what's important, what would love to grow, to nourish health. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.